The shed arrives in this box, and as you can see, it is a big box. So it weighs 25 kilograms according to the label, and I managed to carry this through the house and outside myself, but let's just say that it wasn't easy and it took a lot of effort to do that. If you've ordered one of these, I would suggest you make sure there are 2 people available to carry it where you want it. Just a quick look at the details on the box. When you take the lid off the box, everything is packed up in this plastic cover, and I'm going to actually cut along the full length of it so that I can get in and get everything out with ease. It just means that you can take each piece out individually. This is everything that comes in the box. This is the base, the top, the left door, the right door, 2 back covers, left side, right side. There is also a metal strip, and then we've got the instructions, 2 door brackets, a handle, a sliding bolt, another bolt for the doors, 4 hooks, 2 that clip on and 2 that screw on, a bracket, 2 more hydraulic brackets for the lid, 2 chains for the lid, and a bag of screws. That's everything that comes in the box. The metal strip that I pointed out when I was showing you the parts slots into the base down here at the back. Now on the instructions it says to remove this before you start, so I don't know whether you're going to find this metal strip in the box on its own or actually slotted in here, but either way it needs to be removed so that it's not part of the base when you start. You can tell the difference between the front and the back because the front has got a sloping edge and there's a little hole there where the bolt fits in when you shut the doors and lock them. This is the left side. It's actually marked on the instructions as SCL, and that's actually stamped onto the side of the panel there, but you've also got FL. So that just slots into the base there. There's a slot for it, and then you've got to press down until it clicks into place. And that was very simple. It went in very easily. So again, on the right we've got SCR stamped and FR on these stickers, and it goes into the slot really easy, so you're not going to find it difficult to find the slot, and then press it down until it clicks. So the next thing we've got to do in the instructions is to screw the 2 back covers or back panels together. You can see that that's an indent and that is actually sticking up, so this panel is actually upside down. That's the right way up, this is upside down. Line them both together, make sure that all the screw fixing points are lined up, and then it's just a case of screwing in 4 screws to hold it together. Now that is very confusing, and the only way you can figure that out is by looking at the drawing. So I'll start off at this end. Again, make sure everything's lined up. That found its own centre then as it was going in. Then I'll do this end. So that's the back panel fitted together. So the next step is to fit the back panel between the 2 sides. So if you look at these 2 mouldings on the top, they've got a little line going through them. They go on the top of the shed, and on the bottom ones you can see that it's a reverse of that. So there's no little line going through them. That's the way to work out which way it goes. So come round to the back of the shed. Start off from about 1/3 of the way up, and then open the panel, drop the back in, and then slide it down. And it's at the very back of the shed, and then once it's down it kind of pops into the moulding on either side and then straightens itself up again. Now that is quite awkward to do, but you can see now it's all kind of fixed together, and if I pull this apart you can see where it fits. Look, it's quite simple. So the next part of the instruction says to fit this metal strip on the top of the back panel. So the moulding goes on this way, look, with the full edge facing the actual front of the shed. Just drop that onto the back panel and slide it in. Push this apart, push it all the way down onto the back panel and slide it in that way. So look, you can see how it goes together. So I'm holding the metal moulding, the plastic top and the side all together, and there's a hole there for the screw. I'm going to put the screw in there. There we go. There. So that's a fair screwing, and that has pinned the panel, the metal moulding and the side all together. So I'm going to do the same on the other side now. There. I've just got the 4 screws to put in here. There. So that's pulling everything together. So that's one side. I'll do the same on the other side. Now it's important not to over tighten these. You can see when it pulls everything together, just stop when that happens. So next we've actually got 5 screws to go along the bottom, and then a screw, one there and one on the other side, just coming up on the side. There are no holes drilled for this, but I don't know whether you can see this. There are actually very faint mouldings in the base to show you where to put the screws. And I'm going to go along and do all the rest of them. And the next part of the instructions says that we've got to fit these black edgings to the roof of the shed. They're already fitted, so obviously that's not a step that I need to do. I found that very weird. They're just designed to clip on, and then it says to screw 2 screws in now. So I'm going to fit 4 screws, one here, one here, and then the same on the other side. I've secured the 2 side mouldings. Remember, you might have to fit the side mouldings depending on whether it arrives with them fitted or not. So the next step is to fit this bracket into here. Now there's 2 holes there and a moulding for it. So there's just 2 screws to put that on. There, that's that fitted. So the next step is to fit the hydraulic brackets on the lid. Now this is the back of the lid, actually the back of the shed, and there are 2 holes here. One's on an extended spindle and then there's one just drilled into the top there. These have got to be placed so that the bracket is almost reaching the back of the lid. Now this first screw is going to go in easy because obviously I can get the screwdriver in. Now the second one is really difficult because if you look, there's no way to actually get a screwdriver in there square, which I think is a design flaw. So luckily for me, I've got like an extended screwdriver bit on there, but I don't think it's going to work. I'm going to try anyway and see what happens. I'm going to go in. I kind of had to go in from the side to do that, but that has worked. So that is fixed now. I've got to do the same on the other side. I'm pressing down quite hard on this to give it a bit more traction. There, it's in. So as you can see, I've already fitted one of these hooks on that side. This is the next step, is to fit these 2 hooks on. There we go. So that's the next step completed, those 2 hooks. So in the instructions it says that this is a 2-man job, because what we've got to do now is fit the lid, or the top, onto the sides. Now unfortunately I don't have 2 people. There are 2 holes drilled into the side. I can actually line one up just using my head to get it in position. So I'm lining this first hole up without anything really being in place, just to get it started. So I've just put that in a few threads. So I'm going to move over onto this side now and do the same thing. So I'm using my shoulder as a support. I'm going to put the screw through the hole. There, that's it started. Well, at least now I've got the first 2 screws in. I don't think you'll be able to do this on a windy day. Another moulding for the screw at the back there. I'm just going to start that off with just a few turns, and then I'll bring the camera in and show you what it looks like. So there you can see the bracket. There's the hole there that it's supposed to go in with the screw going in it. This is where the hole is for the second screw for the bracket, and I'm going to screw that in now. Pull that up tight. The same with this one. That's tight. Do the same with this side. That's that one in. So that is the lid secured. The next thing we've got to do is to fit this bolt onto the right hand door. So there's the bolt. This is the bottom of the right hand side door, and you can see there's a space for it. It goes in this way. And as you can see, the bolt is designed to go up like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is turn this right hand side door the right way up, like so. Now you will notice that there are 3 holes there, and those holes are for the long bolt. And if I turn the door around, you'll see there's a mould in there where it goes. So I'm just going to fit that on. Flip the door around. There we go, that's the bolt fitted. So next we're going to move on to this left hand door, and we've got to fit the handle into these 2 mouldings. Turn the door around. There, so that's the handle fitted. So we've nearly finished the assembly now. I'm going to attach the 2 doors. On either side of the base, you'll see there's a pin there. So there's one on this side and there's one on the other side. There's a right and left hand side bracket. This is the right hand side for the right hand door. So what we have to do is drop the bottom into the pin and then slot this into the gap here till it clicks, and that will be the door fitted. So I'll zoom out and show you that. Place it over the pin in the bottom, tilt it back so that this moulding goes in here, and then push this in until it clips. So there. So then left hand door down onto the little pin there, bracket in the hole in the top, swing it round, push it in there and click it. Now there are the two doors fitted. So you've got to shut these doors in the right order. First of all, you've got to shut the left hand door like so, then shut the right hand door, go down here, slide the bottom bolt in, and then this comes across and clips down, and then the lid just drops down like so, and you can put a padlock through the bolt and the lid to hold everything in place. Now the instructions were pretty poor, in all honesty. Most of it was reasonably easy to understand, but there were things that were really complicated that needed more explanation. But hopefully this video will help you see how to put it all together and just point you in the right direction if you decide to get one of these and put it together yourself. I hope you found this useful. Thank you very much for watching, and please take care.